Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to Life of Wonders. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Polo, and I love making videos of toy stories and Disney collectibles, among other things. So, if you like this kind of content, you already know what to do. Today, we're going to be finally doing the full unboxing and detailed review of the second wave Barbie Rewind 80s edition series. This is this cooling around doll. She came all the way from the US from Mattel Creations. It took a long while, but she's finally here. And this is the box she comes in. It's the same box that we've seen for the first three dolls that were part of the first wave. We have a piece of artwork here for her that is just like so incredibly adorable. It's just like amazing. These boxes are my favorite from everything that we've been given by Mattel in the recent years, I would say. So over here we can see the side of it, the inner box with window display, also have elements that relate to the doll itself, like the pencil here, the glasses, the notebook, and this is supposed to be a VHS tape. I will show you in a little bit. This is the back of it, and this is the other side. In the back we can actually see the schooling around girl and the sophisticated style that these two are part of the second wave, and then a little bit of a description for her that I'm going to be reading. I very much love this slogan that we can find here from Mattel: empowering the next generation through play. That's what everything should just be about, evolving, empowering, moving forward, even though we're remembering, with a bit of a nostalgic perspective, things that we all loved in the 80s, 90s, 2000s, etc. But moving forwards in terms of like being more inclusive and more accepting of lots of things. So here we can read: the Barbie Rewind Series 80s edition is a totally tubular throwback collection commemorating our fave pop culture looks from the decade. Barbie is too cool in school, dressed in red varsity jacket, paired with a tired acid washed ruffle skirt and coordinating neck warmers. Remember big crimped hair? You get an A plus if you wore yours in a side pony too. Better grab your backpack and head straight to computer lab or you won't be saved by the bell. So many references here to I believe like both the 80s and 90s. I mean, they've mixed somehow things from the 90s as well, as I think that Saved by the Bell as such was a popular um series in the 90s, not 80s, I think. But anyway, I mean, this is what we get. It's super cool. It's just incredibly cool. And now I'm going to show you. Okay, so if we just take the inner packaging, we find this incredibly cute window display. It's all filled with this like little pattern that goes all around, and again it's very 80s, very 90s in my opinion. Then we have the Barbie Rewind logo, 80s edition over there in the corner, and then the back of it, it's what it looks like: a rather thick VHS tape that, again, I mean, VHS tapes were a thing in the in the 80s, but also all through the 90s. In fact, I think that they were commercializing like still till 2002, 2003 or so, I believe, because I remember Harry Potter, the first film was released in 2001, and I remember getting the VHS for those for the first and the second for sure, and that was well into 2002. And then I was born in 88. I grew up all through the 90s, and I definitely remember using music cassette tapes all through decade till the very end of the 90s, in which CDs were incorporated. And I definitely remember recording on VHS, buying VHS, renting VHS tapes from the video club. That was kind of popular again, all during the 90s. So that is why I believe like these covers a little bit of both decades, but I'm really hoping that they will also move forward to commemorate 90s looks as well for the next round. So this is the way she's displayed. She's a gorgeous doll. Um, and it comes with a bunch of accessories that we find here. The boxes can be kept, and in fact I actually kept the ones from the first round because like I have other 80s or 90s that are very iconic dolls, and then I don't have a box to display them. And then if you just take all the plastic, this would be like the perfect displaying box. And then it comes with a brush that is an updated version of the classic brush from the 80s and 90s. And it also comes with a stand, and this stand, the base of it, it's like so this is a VHS tape, and this is a music tape, cassette tape. So yeah, I mean I remember those perfectly. Those were still being used all through the 90s again. I remember just rewind the whole thing with a pen, and anyway, for the newer generation, maybe you're not so used to these. Okay, I mean, if you watch Stranger Things and all that, just you might have references there. But again, this was kind of popular for quite some time. So what I will do is like take all the main things out of the box, and I will give you all the details. Well, and here we have her out of the box and with everything she came with, aside from the stand and the comb, that I will just be talking about in a minute. First of all, the first thing that we notice is a certificate of authenticity. It does not specify this is the Schoolin around, but rather just a Barbie Rewind, and it's black label, and it's in this like very papery, yeah, but it's kind of cool, as it has the Barbie Rewind retro logo and all that. And then we're going to be having a close look at the things or accessories that came with her. First of all is like this super incredibly cute rubbery, it's soft plastic backpack in the shape of a heart, and then it has the bee in a retro printing with the two triangles there, and then it's open here, so I believe you can actually fit the book, the protractor, the pencil, the glasses if you wanted to. Definitely not the computer because it's just so much thicker, but this is very fun, and it cannot adapt as such. It's just like one single yeah size, but I think it will be easy to fit it on her. And it's purple and black and white, and just super adorable. It has the stitching details and all that. Then she comes with this book or journal with a bee, and then it also has like this pattern that again, it was like very very popular on journals in the back then, and still popular because these are like classic patterns. And it's pink, and it appears that it could open. To me it's what it appears like when I look at it, but then I put a lot of force and I didn't want to break it and I couldn't open it. So maybe it's like two pieces, but it's stuck together. Nevertheless, it kind of like resembles, you know, having pages, and I'm happy that it has, is this painted or a sticker? Not sure. I think it's like a print over is instead of a sticker. Um, so that's that. Then she comes with these glasses that are like just classic super thick frame glasses. They're black. They actually look quite cool on her. Obviously they have not they don't have lenses, but they're still very cute. Then we have this protractor, I think it's called. It's a ruler that was used for geometric, like the compass and things like that. And I think it's a very random yet very cool accessory to have. And then we have this pencil that resembles the classic pencil, you know, that is like the toast yellow color, because there were many releases in the 90s with like this one with like feathers on top for the Clueless dolls and things like that, but this one is meant to resemble more the classic pencil with the eraser at the end. Even though it isn't painted, it's just like one solid color. And then the computer, which again I totally relate, like I think these computers were also used in the 90s somehow, you know. My oldest brother studied informatics or computer science. I believe he was already 18 by the time I was born. So in the late 80s or early 90s, and I had computers at home. I had a lot of technology that at the time, you know, because of him, because he was studying that. And I think I remember something like this. Then the next, you know, I remember even in my secondary education, secondary school, that I'm not talking about primary, I mean probably first grade of secondary school, I was still doing informatics that were based or on the M um um MS2 program or something, which was like this binary program that is just so retro with zeros and ones, and you had to like type down different, like, not equations, but you know, sequences of numbers. And I'm talking that, you know, I'm just saying that this happened definitely 98, 90, more, I think the year 2000. So imagine, I mean, really, I mean, obviously with far more advanced computers, but we were still like, if that was like something we would use in the future, we would never use that thing. But anyway, and yeah, so here we can read, this is a sticker, and we can read Barbie in the retro logo, and it says, "We girls can do anything," and that is super cool. I mean, it's hollow; it doesn't weigh so much or anything, but I think is a nice piece to have, for all of us that are like, yeah, so into the 80s and 90s and all that. And then we move to the doll. First of all, I want to say, this is like the box, but like the piece of plastic that I can definitely take, and as you can see, you can keep the box pretty much intact. Here is the stand, and the stand piece, the base is like this very bright yellow, and I decided to keep it there because I think I'm going to display her back in, I think, for now. I don't know, although I will be taking pictures, and I'm going to, I mean, I plan to do more things with that in the future. I have other classic Barbies from the 90s, early 90s, and the Clueless dolls that I really will be sharing with you very soon. But here we have like a previous stand, and it's just basically the same. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool that it's like a cassette tape, and then it has this texture pattern. I don't know, it's super cool. And then the doll is incredibly beautiful. It has the Steffi mold that we all love. She's red hair. She has a little bit of like glue or gel there, because as opposed to like back in the day, I think the bangs didn't have gel. It was just like um it, they have a lot of volume but without gel. But right now, just to make sure that the dolls have the exact appearance they wanted to, for them, these bangs to, you know, wave to one of the sides, it's completely gelled, and I will just have to use like a wet wipe to take that little bit of glue over there. It's very cool. I was expecting the hair to have a little bit more volume, but it's just like very realistic volume. It like I would have liked it to be like a little bit more puffy, if that makes sense. But it's super cool. I mean, it's soft. It's lightly creamed. It has a bit of gel, but just a tiny bit. So still like, you know, rather soft and cool and all that. And because she has a side ponytail, which I would have loved to have like a fabric scrunchie, because I think that these elastics will deteriorate over time. And even though it's pink and it's cool, it's a pity that I will have to take care of that, because I think that, yeah, with time those will disintegrate, unless the plastic they're using now is so much better than the plastic that they were using in the 90s, although I think the plastic is just roughly the same thing anyway. So I would have loved having a scrunchie there, like, to be honest. But other than that, it's pretty cool, because again, because she has like that side ponytail, there are like two lengths, that one ending over here, and then passing her buttocks right there. And the color is super cool. It's just like very realistic. um it's a very realistic red tone. And then she has green eyes, beautiful subtle makeup that is like purple all around, and freckles. And then she has these glossy medium pink lips. She's just so adorable. And then she has this super cool, again, these were very popular for 80s and 90s Barbies. So there's basically this piece, and then there is a dangling one. I'm happy that they're not open in the back, so they won't be falling. And they have these like triangular shapes that, again, we're finding on the rucksack or the backpack and everywhere else. And I think those are super cool, and they move. Then the Varsity Jacket is super cool. It's made out of leather, two types of leather. There is this matte one over here, and then the cuffs are like cotton and blue, and then the B for the retro B, it's blue and white. And then in the middle portion of it, it's like this pleather that is more similar to what we're finding now for latex finish. So it's more it's shiny, as opposed to this, which is like matte. And then thankfully she has like these appliques. Well, actually the color is also like cotton, and it's really nicely done. And then we have these four buttons in silver, sorry, in metallic blue, because at first I thought they might be printed, but no, they're actually buttons there. And then we find a top that it sleeves less, and then we find all the different elements that we find for her accessories. So there are hearts like that make us think of the rucksack, the protractor, the pencil, and the you know, the pattern of elements. And then the color is black, and then we have this super cool acid washed finish with this like high-waisted bead with glitter. It's just so cool, so 80s, so 90s. And then we have this ring that is also a heart, and it's like old fashioned as it goes all the way through her hand. The articulation is super cool because it's this updated articulation in which it's like a hybrid between the bendy legs that are like, you know, a higher quality, in my opinion, even though you cannot create as many poses as with the articulation that we find for the Barbie Extra, for example. But this is like an element that they have to have because they are paying tribute to the 80s. So yeah, they had to have this, but obviously they have the standard body of just now, so they're not as you know, thin in the middle. They have like the standard waist, and then they have articulation on the shoulder, elbow, and wrist, just similar to the early fashionistas or Barbie Extra right now. And then the leg warmers have the same pattern with all these elements. And then she has these, so she has pointy feet, but she's wearing sneakers, and it's pretty cool because I mean she's giving us like a casual look, but she can still wear like heels if you wanted to. And the good thing is that the soles are actually painted white, so that gives a lot of detail to it that is just like incredibly cute. I also love that the leg warmers are actually fabric and that they're ruched here on the back. I mean, she just looks incredible. She will be an iconic piece. She will be a piece to remember in a few years forward, I think. And I'm in general super happy with this collection, and I hope this review has been helpful, you've enjoyed it, and if you have, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will be more than happy to get back to all your comments. So much more coming up, believe me. Like, I will try to cover all the dolls that I'm getting, also vintage dolls that I will be opening for the first time for you and with you here in the channel, as well as Barbie news and doll news in general. So yeah, stay tuned for that if you don't want to miss out. For now, I hope you all stay safe, and I'll see you very soon. Bye bye.